Playing the new sleep token at the top of every hour. Emergence. What's up? It's Peaches here on this pre-Friday, aka Thursday. Hope all is well with you. Happy sleep token release day. I was looking forward to this track officially releasing to the public, as well as with the announcement of their Even in Arcadia tour. Going to be making a stop at the Maverick Center, West Valley City on my parents' anniversary, October 5th. I don't know why I said that first part. None of you care. But I did notice this. If you go look at their Instagram posting, you know there's no opener that has been announced yet. Well, it just so happens, like if you look at the top of the comment section right there, Breaking Benjamin commented, "May we gather in worship, amen." Maybe they're opening up for Sleep Token. I mean, it makes sense. Those venues that they're playing, I mean, the Maverick Center holds 12,000 people. They're playing some big-time arenas, and as Victor said this morning, and I think during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, just a little less than 2 years ago, they were playing the Knitting Factory. They were still, working the lower-tier venues, not necessarily the lower-tier venues, but the smaller venues. And people were saying in our comment section, why aren't they coming to the Mountain America Center? The places that they're going to hold double the amount of people. It's crazy how big they've grown. They've developed this cult following. I think the band secretly is having a great time with those that follow the band closely with these little riddles and stuff, these little scavenger hunts for things. I mean, whoever decided out of their team to say, hey, let's release the new song ahead of time, but the sheet music for it so people can try to recreate the actual song, that's genius, in my opinion. Even today, strategically, I planned to wear my Sleep Token shirt, and I'm wearing it. I spilled fire sauce on it during my lunch break. I was quite upset with that. This is a first world problem for sure. When you barely tear the sauce packet, and then you go to put it on the burrito, and it squirts all over you, lands on your shirt, ruins your day. It's annoying. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. Also, shout out to Joe earlier today. He was the first person to call in and say the keyword of the day, which was boom, just like Big AJ and Big Justice, what they say. He got himself a pair of tickets before anyone can even buy them. Seether, POD, and Non-Point at the Mountain America Center. Tomorrow is the last keyword being sent out at 7 a.m. via the K-Bear 101 app. You wouldn't believe how many people have messaged me or messaged the K-Bear page saying, I can't find the keyword anywhere on the app. And then I have to say, hey, you have to have notifications turned on. And we send it out that way, which we have said many times in the past. Have the app on your phone and allow notifications. So that way, anytime we launch a giveaway or do a giveaway like this one, you get it. You get notified right then and there. Download the K-Bear app if you haven't done so already. Make sure to allow the notifications for tomorrow's last keyword before our ticket giveaway is over. I would potentially ask this question for to each their own, but it would go political right away. What has gradually disappeared over the last 10 years without people really noticing? I mean, the top answer right here that I'm looking at, good jobs in the middle class. All right, there we go. Got that out of the way. Local shops like small independent hardware stores, you don't really see those anymore. You're also really seeing the, the defund. The more businesses becoming more boring. Like, look at McDonald's, the classic example of how they used to look, and now they're all gray and black and white. They're all modern looking. Everyone's saying we're turning into the book, The Giver, how society is going to be all just one color, one way, and that's it. Ownership has gradually disappeared over the last 10 years without people noticing. Now you pay a subscription for everything. There was that joke I made this morning about Sleep Token, not about the band, but that's my new company name for pay-to-use CPAP machines. You got to insert 50 cents in order to use it for the night. The ability to read and comprehend something longer than a paragraph. Well, if you're not really into books, you're kind of just reading captions, and captions are meant to be simplistic. It's supposed to catch your eye because who on TikTok is sitting there reading the captions? They're watching the video. A real live person answering a business telephone. And if you don't believe me, press 5 to repeat this message. That's a great answer. That's the one I wholeheartedly agree with, no matter what it is. If you're trying to set a reservation at some place like Red Robin, I'm sure you just get that robot. Press 1 to set a reservation. Today is the final day for fundraising for families with ERMAC and the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Idaho. We need your help to raise our goal of $70,000 for the Ronald McDonald Family Room at ERMAC. At the Ronald McDonald Family Room, if you're not familiar with it, families with ill children, they can grab a hot meal or snack, do laundry, take a nap, shower, relax in a home-like environment, even stay the night, all without even leaving ERMAC. No cost to them whatsoever. It's through generous donations that make the Ronald McDonald Family Room possible. So if you want to donate, and I highly recommend spreading the word about this, go to rmhcidaho.org, or you can simply just go through the K-Bear 101, the Alt 101, or the Cannonball 101 apps. It says right there, fundraising for families. It'll take you directly to that link. Make sure to donate. Let's try to reach our goal of $70K for the 6th annual fundraising for families with ERMAC and the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Idaho. NCAA March Madness is coming up here soon enough. I forgot when exactly it starts, but it's my favorite time of college sports overall. I love it because everyone gets involved with it. Every single year that Cal State Fullerton, my alma mater, makes it in the tournament, I go ahead and do one bracket to where they win the entire thing and hope for the best, and I don't think they even pass the first round for the most part. But anyway, Samsung, they're offering the March Madness superfans an epic collection of TVs. Get this, they're calling it the Buzzer Beater Bundle. It's almost like a tongue twister. It includes 8 flat screens ranging from 55 to 98 inches, all in one convenient package. It's valued at over $16,000, but it can be yours for only, quote unquote, only a little over $10K, $10,307 for 8 TVs. Be that person that has 8 TVs in their house. One in the living room, one in the family room, one in the basement, one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom, one in the kids' room, even one outside. There you go. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. Amazon MGM is producing a movie about Tiger Woods based on Kevin Cook's book, The Tiger Slam, the inside story of the greatest golf ever played. The film will cover Tiger's rise from a child prodigy to one of the greatest golfers of all time, but will not cover his life away from the golf course, which means no mention of his mistresses from back in the day. West Virginia coach Rich Rodriguez has banned his team from filming and posting themselves dancing on TikTok. He told reporters, "We try to have a hard edge, whatever, and you're in there in your tights dancing on TikTok. It ain't quite the image of our program I want." Rodriguez clarified that he wasn't banning players from the platform. He was just banning them from dancing on it. He added 20 years from now, if they want to be sitting in their pajamas in the basement eating Cheetos and watching TikTok or whatever the heck, they can go at it. Knock yourself out. USA Today ranked the Major League Baseball stadiums from 1 to 28, leaving out the temporary stadiums the Rays and the A's will be playing in this year. A rundown of the top 5. You want to go through this whole list? No, I'll just briefly go through it here. Number 1, PNC Park from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Oracle Park. 2, San Francisco Giants, which I doubt. I mean, it's a great baseball stadium, but the surrounding area most likely sucks. Chicago Cubs, Wrigley Field at number 3, the oldest baseball stadium I believe out there. Baltimore Orioles at number 4, and Boston Red Sox at 5, Fenway Park. The worst stadium, according to USA Today, home of the Chicago White Sox, Rate Field. And then second to last, Arizona Diamondbacks, Chase Field. Where's the Dodgers? Are they in the middle of the list? What about the Angels, too? I'm sure they're in the middle somewhere. But anyway, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. This guy over in China, he was unknowingly live-streamed 24/7 by his neighbors, turning him into an internet influencer without his consent. It's like a real-life Truman Show. Villagers set up surveillance cameras to record every move of this 62-year-old man who was just unaware of the situation. I guess the incident also draws parallels to the case of Nasubi, a Japanese comedian who in the late 1990s was confined to an apartment for over a year as part of a reality TV show. Unbeknownst to him, his life was broadcast live to the public, leading to significant psychological stress. Yeah, it's not good to do something like this. But I guess he also talked to his microwave, and that was a huge part of this the situation over in China. I feel bad. I mean, I say some weird things. Everyone does. Do most people talk to themselves? or say something like, oh, I'm an idiot for forgetting this, something like that, or sing to themselves. I can't imagine being live streamed 24/7. Most of the time when I'm not here, I'm at home in my boxers cleaning up my apartment. I'm afraid to open up the window because, well, I don't want my neighbors seeing that. I can't imagine being live streamed to the public and everyone seeing me wanting to see that. I don't even want to see that. I was reading here, I think I talked about this very briefly on the show before, but there's more details on it now. Instagram is testing a new dislike button for comments because apparently just rolling your eyes and scrolling wasn't enough. No, the feature leaked by some tech wizard with too much time on their hands. Looks a lot like Reddit's downvote button, but here's the twist. It might only be available to creators so they can quietly make nasty comments disappear. Instagram's fun with the people making the funny jokes in the comment section. Like there's a big difference between Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, you got people whining and complaining about everything. As we talked about earlier with the whole Brolums being open on Sunday, there is people complaining about that. Like, are you kidding me? So basically, you can still post something dumb on Instagram, but now your favorite influencer can smack it down without you even knowing. It's like Instagram finally handing out the bless your heart of social media interactions. It's a weird time we live in with social media. To be quite honest, I completely forgot Monday is St. Patrick's Day. We don't really do much besides go out and drink as a society for that day, which is probably why I completely forgot. Like, I'm not anticipating any planning whatsoever for that holiday, other than the fact I'll probably wear a green shirt, hop on the show in the afternoon, say, hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, and leave it as that. Like, do I want to make the whole corned beef and cabbage? Potentially. I could do that. Maybe put some green food dye in my milk. Yay. Green milk. Just like what we did in elementary school with a nice 4-leaf clover cookie. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, St. Patrick's Day is one of those holidays that's just like, hey, if you drink, this is another excuse to do so. Might as well use it. Drink on a Monday. Call out sick on Tuesday. Completely hungover. Everyone knows what you did the night before if you just call out on Tuesday. That's the whole point of St. Patrick's Day. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 coming out in July. They officially put together the Spotify playlist of what's going to be on the game. The first wave of tracks has been revealed. Ace of Spades, Motorhead at the top of the list, which was awesome to see. I see Alice in Chains, Them Bones. I see a lot of modern rap as well. We got Run the Jewels in there, Denzel Curry, Schoolboy Q, Kendrick Lamar. But then there's also Turnstile. And then there's that famous track from, well, I call it from GTA 5, but it might be to punk fans, a legendary track from Adolescence, Amoeba. That's also going to be featured on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 soundtrack, which, if you have an Xbox, comes out free on Xbox Game Pass July 10th. That's the way that I'll be playing it. I'm excited for this game, really. I mean, it's been forever. July 11th, that's when it comes out. It's been forever since I've played a Tony Hawk Skater game. That's how I get introduced to, Beverly Hills from Weezer back in the day when they had Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. That song, and then was it Frank Black had I Want to Live in Los Angeles, which I think I've played before for Peach's Pick of the Day. Great tracks. That's how this game and all the old wrestling games have influenced a lot of people to listen to rock and metal, so I'm very happy they're sort of keeping that alive with adding Motorhead and all that for the younger kids who this might be their first Tony Hawk game, which is crazy to even think about. I'm having a tough time believing this story. This New Jersey man, he was walking his dog on the beach, stumbled upon a stash of whiskey from the Prohibition era. Yeah, could you believe that? He was just walking his dog, Koda, on the beach south of Atlantic City when Koda suddenly started rolling around on top of a brown bottle. He shooed him away from it, but then Koda found another bottle and then another. And then somehow 11 of these bottles were found, each one marked with the name Lincoln Inn. Just like Pawn Stars, this dude brought in an expert. A friend of his did some research and learned that Lincoln Inn was produced at a distillery in Montreal in the 1930s. So this guy posted his story on Reddit, got responses from whiskey aficionados, the elitists of whiskey, people in a bottle digging group. They confirmed that some of the markings in the bottle confirmed it was produced at some point in the 30s. How it ended up on the Jersey Shore is another question. He says he kept one of the bottles for himself, gifted the others to some friends. No one has been brave enough to open it yet. although he believes the whiskey inside looks normal and is probably unaffected by the time and the elements. I mean, if you want to, go for it. But there's this whole subreddit dedicated to people not really trusting people that say things like, oh, I found a quarter in my bag of Lay's chips. I believe it's called r/untrustworthy Pop-Tart. Put this story in that subreddit. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Kelces. I mean, Travis Kelce, definitely the most famous one. His brother Jason Kelce was a center for the Philadelphia Eagles for quite some time. He's now retired. Jason's wife, Kylie, went on a podcast with Chelsea Handler called Not Gonna Lie. And I guess Kylie went on there with this hot take about how she doesn't want to hear people getting to know each other on a flight. Is it specifically this flight, the flight to Vegas, while they're getting drunk? I want everyone to get on their phones, put their headphones on, look at their phones, just to stick to themselves. Anyone you meet on your plane is not your friend. And if you're desperately talking to somebody, you don't have enough friends. Wow. That's a hot take. Hot take. I mean, I would say there's much bigger problems than people talking to one another in the airplane. I would say those parents that stand up during the entirety of the flight, even though the seatbelt sign is on, they just want to walk around. They even open up the overhead bin. There was a dad on my last flight, completely oblivious, doesn't know, can't follow directions. They say, hey, sit in your seat. He's standing up, bouncing the baby, opening up the overhead bin, trying to find stuff for the kid. So annoying that people just don't listen whatsoever at all. Would I rather hear people conversating than hear some baby crying on the flight? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.